All right, so I'll start recording. So good morning, everybody. My name is Ekundayo Oluwatoyosi, also known as Banks. For those that are just joining us for like the very first time, what we usually do every Monday is we come on here to teach you guys and show you guys how we trade, and also show you the system that we've adopted for the new week and the analysis or our plans for the new week as regards, the market, right? So right now we will be discussing a couple of peers and some very, very interesting topics. So we try to pick different things to discuss and also pick little conversations that you can actually have with banks. So today we'll be looking at different peers to analyze for the week. And we would also be talking about risk management as a conversation. All right, so stay tuned, guys, as we dive in. So let's commence. So what we'll be looking at first of all is GBPUSD. Now, what did we do first of all? We went to the 4-hour time frame for GU, and as you guys can see, GU created a high. This is an advanced breakdown, right? So just prepare yourselves. So as you can see, first of all, that GBPUSD created a high here, and it created a new high, right? So upon creating a high here and creating a new high here, automatically we had market creating a higher low region here. And the market is supposed to automatically pull back into this area and then sell. Now let me give and then buy rather. Let me give you guys what I'm talking. Let me give you guys a brain of what I'm talking about. Now look at this. Pay quality attention. Now, if we have a high that created a low, and the market created this, and it created a comeback like this. And it created a comeback like this. Created a high again. I need you to pay attention. And it created a pullback and created a high. Then that high now went here. Right? Now, like guys, listen, please. Pay attention. Now, listen, I want to reference to this chart here for you. Now, if you have a high that is here, then you have a low. Then you have this high that created a higher low. And the market pushed up price. And automatically, we are expecting the market supposed to come down back into this area and actually go up, right? Now, look at something. Provided this sell that happened here is on a higher time frame, like 4 hour. Now, what you will do is you simply drag out your rectangular shape that is here and mark out this external liquidity. So you're going to mark out this external liquidity. Once you mark out this external liquidity first, it's not news to you. You know that even despite the fact that this place is actually an opportunity for continuous buys, you know that this area is an area for continuous buy, but because this zone did not happen on the 4 hour, it is an internal liquidity that happened on maybe a 1 hour time frame, right? Which means your entry is properly validated below. So what market is going to do is that market will basically do something like this. Market will come down from this area. It is not going to buy here. Most people would think it's going to buy because it broke structure. No, because it broke structure doesn't mean it to buy. It's because it broke structure shows you that there is a high possibility of market retesting below, coming down below this area and coming down here. Upon pushing down price here is where you should see a solid reaction to the upside. So these zones that are actually here serves as liquidity. I need you guys to understand what I'm talking about. Are you with me? So these zones that are actually here serves as liquidity. Now, this is your internal liquidity. Market is going to push down price, clear off the internal liquidity area, activate the external one below, and then you should see a reaction to the upside. Now, this particular system is what we're trying to adopt here in Beth. Because the only proper low that we can see on the 4 hour before this one is none. Because this is a proper area where market last created a low that did not have any stressful move. Now, upon creating all of these higher lows in between, market is supposed to retest price into this area and then try at least to react. Why? What is automatically trying to do is called scaling in entry. Now, what is a scaling in entry? Scaling in entry are entries that react from a previous zone, which means that if market once created a high and a low, now this low broke proper structure and created intermediate structures in between. Market is going to kill all those intermediate structures like it has done and return to that external structure and then buy. Why is it buying? Because it actually bought from there before. So it is not an area where it is buying for the first time, but it's an area where it is buying for the second time. And by the virtue of buying for the second time, it is actually creating a scaling in entry, showing the continuation of the buy pattern. Are you guys with me? So it is showing a scaling and creating a continuation of the buy pattern. And that's the exact reason why, for some reason, I am banking on the buyers. But then, if parameter we see a break below 1.30235, then we're going to expect GBPUSD sales all the way down to 1.28250. So GBPUSD buys around this area is what we're expecting. 1.3804. So if market should come down to 1.3804, we're expecting GBPUSD buys. But if GBPUSD should break below 1.320, if it should break below 1.3215 area, we're expecting the dump all the way down. So you can take the buys, set your stop loss, apply proper risk management, and we're expecting the continuation of the buys. But if we see a break below the strong low that is here, then we should know that the sales is going to happen all the way down. So it's a two-way opportunity for you, right? So you're not just narrowed into one entry and then you just lose so much money. And that's it on GBPUSD. So right now I'm going to go into XAUUSD. And let's see what we have for gold. Gold is a very funny pair. Very, very funny pair. All right. So for XAUUSD, what do we have? So for XAUUSD, as you can see, first of all, I need you guys to resonate with me. Let's have a conversation. Look at this. I need you to pay attention to this. Why do you think I'm banking on gold sales? I have my reasons. And now, what is the reason? Now, look at this. Let me first clear this, first of all. I'm going to share my reason with you guys right now. So you know what you're looking at for the week to make a shitload of money for yourself. Pay attention. Now, gold created a high here. Right? Automatically creating a high here. Let's mark out this zone as the high. Now, it created a high here, which is old gist. Right? Automatically, this high, me, I even thought during NFP might break that high after selling because we were able to bag a lot of profits in the signal. So I'm like, okay, after selling, it should buy and break this high. But it didn't break it, even during fundamentals, right? So for me, this was the previous high that they created. And this high has not been broken ever since. This high was created by candle week, right? By week rejection. Now we have this area that is a new a new lower high area. Then we have this other one that is a lower high area. It's slightly lower than this one because it did not break above this one. So I'll still categorize this area as a lower high area. Now, this lower high area broke structure. These lower high areas, the broken structure. We had market create a low here, and bear in mind this is a 4-hour time frame. Now market broke structure here, creating this one, right? Which means automatically this area can be considered as an area where you can see a sell pattern. That was that when market rejected price to this place, we had the sales even during NFP, right? So for me, if you are looking at the proper continuation for the sales, I'm going to mark out first of all this area. That's the first thing to spot. So you're going to mark out that area first of all. For your continuation is sell pattern. So still we're expecting markets to maybe push up price to this area first of all, then react a bit by pushing down. Then we have market push up proper. Tap price here, and then you can have maybe a solid reaction like this. That's the first one. For XAUUSD. So you might be looking at XAUUSD sales at 266.25. So your sell limit can be 2660.25. That's the first one. Now, aside from that area, the second area you can be expecting is that if we see a break below this, if we see a break below the lower low that is here, then we can expect the continuation pattern. What am I saying? If we are, this is a structural break, right? Now pay attention to this. If we then maybe market did not push up price and the market tries to start pushing down price a bit, if we see a break below, say market pushes down price here, maybe it tries to react a bit here. Once it pushes down price here, it will break it. Once it breaks this zone, just know that the next place is heading to is around here. So hold on, two things. So for me, that will be my two solid trades for XAUUSD. Now, why am I saying that? Now, pay attention to this. Now, I said it before that this is a lower high area. This is a high rather. And this high was not broken, creating this lower high region, right? Now, market also created a new lower high here. And because market broke structure properly around this zone, when market was returning price into this high, it rejected. And this zone was actually the zone that I spotted last week during our previous Monday live session. I said that, okay, this area is an area where market gets to this zone. That when market gets to this zone, it would actually sell. That was the analysis. And when market gets to this zone, it will sell. And when market taps in price into this area, even during NFP, we actually add the dump. And we had the continuation of sales. Most people have their buy analysis because of sentiment. Because market has been buying, they just feel to continue buying. I'm not disputing that fact that sentimental analysis doesn't work. But sometimes we don't trade what we feel, we trade what we see. And what I am seeing right now is a possible sales. Till I see otherwise, which means if we have a break above this high, then I know that the buys are coming in. But for me right now, I'm not seeing a break above this high. What I'm seeing is market trying to show structure and continuation of sales. So your sell limit would be 2660.47, while your sell stop would be around 2630 or 2630 or 2629.56. That'll be your sell. So because if we have a break below this area, at least you should see instantaneous 50 to 100 pips dump. And if we have a market push-up price to this area, we should see instantaneous sales of at least 50 to 100 pips, depending on how heavy the reaction is, right? So that brings us to our next conversation. I hope this was insightful enough, and you can be able to have something to look at for the week. So that brings us to our next conversation. Our next conversation will basically be us discussing about risk management, right? So I see a lot of people come, into the trading space and make so much mistakes when it comes to risk management, right? And understanding the fact that the 0.01 is not going to be the change of your main narrative. The 0.01 is not going to be the change of your main area. It's not going to be the thing that will basically change the dynamics for you moving on. What you need to do is, first of all, create a system that works for you. That is the first main agenda. Create a system that works for you, right? Once you create a system that works for you, automatically you now input risk management into the case scenario. And now what I mean by inputting risk management, now, most people risk 1% of their account based on standard risk management rules. What risk management teaches you that risk 1% this, risk 1% that. So most people end up focusing on risking just 1%. Right? But if you basically pay attention to risking based on lot size and capital, I'm going to explain it. Risking based on lot size and capital, and not just your 1% rule, because 1% cannot, if you are trading a $100 account, 1% cannot change your narrative. And that's the sincere truth. 1% is not going to change your narrative. You need a system that can give you enough confidence to be able to increase your risk appetite. Do you understand? So you need to build a system that can help you increase your risk appetite. And how do you do that? I'm going to explain. Just pay quality attention. Now, when most people are actually trading, what they do is, they say, there's a 10%, there's a 1% rule. If you're trading $1,000 account, you're only supposed to risk $10 per trade. Now, let me give you a breakdown. Now, if you are trading $100 account, $1,000 account, and what you want to risk on that $1,000, pay attention, guys. What you want to risk on that $1,000 is $100. Now, standard risk management said that if you want to trade, what you're supposed to be doing is you're only supposed to risk 0.10 as your lot size. So 0.10 is supposed to be your standard lot size for risk management. No matter your account size, that's the rule. So no matter your account size, the 0.01 is supposed to be your standard risk management lot. No matter your account size. No matter your account size. 0.1 on a 1K account is supposed to be your standard risk. 0.1 on a 1K account. But you already know that that is not going to be the change of a different dynamic for you entirely. And that is we being as sincere as possible. Now, if you have a trade that is 25 pips stop loss, now 25 pips stop loss, what you want to risk in your heart, maybe what you want to risk in your heart is $50. Let's say $100. What you want to risk on this trade is $100. Right? What you want to risk on this trade is $100. Pay attention. What you automatically do, if your stop loss is 25 pips, and what you want to risk is $100. If what you want to risk is $100, you are going to change your lot size from standard risk management, which is 0.1, to 0.40. Because 0.40, 25 pips stop loss, you will only still be risking $100. But most people will now go and use 0.1. And at the end of the day, you don't be living from hand to mouth. You really cannot sustain anything big off those lot sizes, except you're stacking the positions like myself. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you are risking based off of your risk appetite. And you're not risking based on what risk management has told you or taught you. Are you with me? So you're not risking based on what risk management has said, risk management this, risk management that, risk management this, risk management that. What you want to do is, once you are on a trade, and that trade is maybe a 25 pip stop loss, now you are going to increase your risk from 0.1 lot size to 0.40. So because if that trade, for instance now, is going to give you maybe 50 pips take profit. Now you've given yourself a possibility of making $200 instead of making $50. Because if your TP is 50 pips, 0.10 would only give you $50. But you're giving yourself an opportunity to move from 0.10, 50 pips to actually moving into $200. which means you are making $200 on a single trade. So now you would even be able to increase your risk appetite moving on. Guys, the life you want is at the other side of fear. So you need to basically put enough dedication and time into your craft. You need to be consistent and diligent, and it also risk based on capital and lot size, not based on 1% rule, because that will not basically change the narrative for you. So if you know you want to scale, you need to adopt that, because that's the system that I use. And that system has worked for me way better than risking 1%, because 1%, because I obviously don't have $1 million right now, but definitely soon. So if you know you don't have up to those kind of amount of money, you shouldn't be targeting 1%, because at the end of the day, 1% of $1 million is actually $1 million. So them $10 million rather. That is good figure. $10,000, sorry. So 1% of $1 million is actually $10,000. That's actually still a good figure conversion to Naira. But you are trading a $100 account, you are targeting 1%, you are risking 1%. Is that not $1 thereabout? We both know that basically cannot change the narrative for you entirely. So if you want to move from where you are, you need to be open to risks. You need to be open to the notion of growth. And that only starts when you adopt a system of taking adequate risks. The life you want, like I'm saying, is on the other side of fear. So I need you guys to go this new week, exploit and build confidence and do a lot of stuff. Let's experiment, like study all of this. And we have all of our Monday live sessions recorded. You can study it, go back, look at the whole thing, create a system for yourself. We always jump here as one big family, do all of these things, be open to learning and see how you can scale and grow from there. Now, we also have our Signal channel for those that have basically not joined or something. We have our Signal channel where we give guys trades that are as accurate as possible. I think 85% win. And people that are, a lot of people here can testify that last week was quite a good win for them, right? So if you want to jump on the Signal room, you can, right? So you just need to basically send me a DM. We'll get you started in the Signal room. If you want to learn forex as you're just starting as a beginner, our website is there, which is www.goldelitedeals.com, for you to basically get started and you can actually learn. And we also have our Signal automation, like robots, that actually help you to trade. So there are numerous things that can actually help you scale, but everything still boils down to your risk appetite as an individual. So I need you guys to go today and be open to taking more risks. And I usually say one last prayer that as everybody's going through their week, I pray God guides and protects every single one of you. I pray, I always say that let your family and friends know where you are going. I know you're all big boys and girls, right? And nobody needs to know where you're going, I know that. But please just make sure you tell one person. Right? So stay safe, because in as much as you guys need me, I actually also do need you. I won't be talking to thin air. So I need you guys to stay safe, take care of yourselves, and protect yourselves, okay? So, and I pray that God protects your family and even you yourself, for all of you that are in the country, Nigeria, and for those that are actually outside Nigeria that are watching us all from different parts of the world. I pray every single one of you are all staying safe and protected. Right, so I appreciate you, and that will basically come to the end of today's session.